Hi guys, this is Fars and welcome back to Fars Lozi, and I'm here with another new outdoor portrait editing tutorial. And in this tutorial we will learn how to maximize your background blur and maybe how to add some bokeh, and then we will color grade the picture. So it's a complete outdoor portrait editing tutorial. So let's get started. So here it is, this is the picture I'm gonna edit today, and you can see this is a raw picture, so it comes with camera raw. So now in this stage I will do some just basic adjustment like highlights, shadows, exposure, these things. So I have to bring back the highlights from this area, so I am going with -100 in case of highlights. Okay, and for shadows I want to bring back some area from the shadows, so I am giving around 45 plus 45 in case of shadow. Okay, and then I want to decrease the black little bit, so here I'm going with -7 in case of black. And if you want, you can add some texture for sharpness, so I'm going with +4, just a little, and increase the vibrance a little bit here, so +11. I think this is fine. Okay, I want to crop a little bit from this area, I think. Okay, that's fine, I'm happy with this. Okay, so the basic adjustment is done. Now click on the open option. Okay, now it is on Photoshop. Okay, so first I want to apply blur on the background. Okay, so for this you need to separate the subject and the background, and you can use any selection tool to select the subject. I'm going with the object selection tool, or from this select subject option you can just click and it will automatically select your subject, and you can use any selection tool. Okay, take your time and do it perfectly for a good result, but in this case I am going with the subject selection tool of Photoshop, because I think it's not that complex subject or complex object, so I think Photoshop will do a good job. And subject selection tool or object selection tool, I think it's almost 70 to 80% time it's totally fine. Maybe you just need to do something little adjustment here and there, but that is totally fine. So from here just click on the select subject option and look at this. Let's zoom in and see. Look at this, it's perfect, it's almost perfect. So maybe you can see there is some problem and here. Okay, you can easily fix this. Just select quick selection tool from here and select the plus icon and just add this area. Okay, okay, now you can see it's over selected, so press and hold Alt for negative selection and you can just do it. Okay, for this area you don't need to be 100% perfect because we don't apply the blur effect on this area, so I think this is fine. So this is my subject. Okay, so okay, if you have more complex subject, like if you have hair or something like this, you can fix the hair from the select and mask option. Okay, I'm showing you. So you can just use refine as brush tool and just paint on the hair and it will automatically fix your hair. That's perfect. So here I'm going with output here, go to the new layer with layer mask. Okay, now press OK. Okay, so this is your subject and it's your background layer. Okay, that's fine. Now select the background layer, press Command and J to copy the layer. Okay, now you have to select the subject. For this, press and hold Command and click on the mask. Look at this, the selection is back. And now hide the background copy layer. Okay, let's rename it to subject. Okay, hide the subject layer and come into the background layer. Okay, now go to the select option, go to the modify and here click on the expand. I'm going to expand the selection. Let's go with 25 pixel. Press OK, and now look at this. Now just right click on the mouse and select on the content hour field. So your subject is gone right now. Let's select the output here, current layer, and press OK. So it's gone. Press Command and D to deselect, and look at this. This is your subject and this is your background, right? Okay, now select the background layer. Okay, let's make it, convert it to smart object, then go to filter, blur gallery, and then select here tilt shift. Okay, bring it down. Let's increase the blur and look at this. It looks perfect. It looks gorgeous, but don't use too much because it will look fake. Let's bring it down more. I think this is fine. Okay, now come into the effect option, and if you want you can add some bokeh. Look at this, but this is horrible. So come into the light range option. One is for the dark area and one is for the bright area, right? So let's drag here and there and find the result you want. I think this is too much. Let's decrease the light bokeh a little bit. So I think this is fine. Okay, let's increase it a little bit more, but I think around 35% is looking good to me. So the blur is done and it looks good. It looks really good. So now press OK. So here it is, your picture. It looks very good, but let's zoom in. And the edges looks just perfect, but not in this area because we didn't select this part 100% accurately. So for this, click on the mask and select a soft white, foreground color white brush, and just paint on this area. And look at this, it looks just perfect. So it's done. It looks really great to me. Okay, now I will color grade this. So for this I need a new layer. Press Command, Option, Shift and E, and look at this. Here is layer 1 and convert it to smart object, and then open it on camera raw filter. Okay, let's play with the highlights, and I'm going with -100 here also. And for the white I'm going with -9, and for black I'm going with -14, and increase the vibrance here also. So I'm going with +22. Yeah, +22 is, it looks fine. Then come into curves, and I think this is a typical S curve, you can say. Here is this, another point here. Okay, and the last one. So this is it. It will add some contrast. Okay, now come into the color mixer and hue. So here I'm going with, okay, it leaves the red. Okay, for the orange I'm going with -13 for orange. Okay, and then around 60 for aqua, and -11 for blues. Come into the saturation, I have to decrease the yellow a little bit, so I'm going with -6, and -10 for yellow. That's good. And -49 for green. Look at the green, it looks fine to me. And then increase the blue saturation. I'm going with around 40. Now come into the luminance, and for the orange I'm going with +20. Look at the skin right now, it looks really bright. And for yellow I'm going with +8, but for green I want to decrease it, so I'm going with here -31. And for aqua I'm going with around 50, and for blues I'm going with 15. That's good. Okay, now I'm coming to the color grading option and into the shadows. So I want to add little bluish color in the shadows, so I'm going with 2 to 1, not 100 saturation, just a little 11 or 10, that's fine. And then blending 100 and balance 19. That's look good. Okay, now select the highlights, and for the highlights I want to add little yellowish color, I think 57. Let's decrease the saturation. Okay, just I'm going with +5 for this. Now come into the effects option, and I want to apply a vignette option. Here I am going with -28 and to increase the feather and also the highlights. That's fine. Now come into the camera calibration option, and for the green primary I'm going with +16, and look at the green right now, so I'm going with +16, saturation around 9. And for blue I'm going with -12 and saturation 38. That's good, that's fine. Press Q to see the before and after. Look at this, look at the color, look at the green, it looks fine, right? But I want a little bit more what should I say, more dark background. Okay, so for this just go to this masking option, and here click on the select subject option. It will automatically select your subject, but I don't want to select the subject. Click on these 3 dots and here click invert mask, and look at this. Now the background is selected, and come into the exposure option and just decrease it like this. Look at the drama, look at this, it looks really good. If you want you can decrease you control the exposure, so I'm going with around -1 is looking really good to me. That's good, that's perfect. So it's done. Look at this, look at the color, it looks really good to me. So it's done, the color grading is done. Now click on the OK, and look at this, it looks really good to me. Let's see the before and after. Look at this picture, and now it looks really great. Okay, for the finishing touch I want to add a light from here. Change the blending mode to screen to hide the dark area, and just increase it and place it on the corner like this. That's really good. But look at this area and this area. To fix this, press Command and L. It will bring the levels and just bring this to the right. Look at this, it's gone, the edges are gone. So I think this is really good, and now I think it looks really amazing. Okay, now if you want you can retouch the skin, but I'm skipping this part because I had already shown how to retouch using my action. In the previous video also I had shown, so I'm not showing you in this tutorial. Just I will put the action link in the description, you can go and download, and it's totally free. So this is it, the picture is perfect to me, and I hope you love this video. If you did, hit the like button, leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe.